compressor to make your bass sound better. That's quite a nice riff, but I'd rather the bass sounded a little more punchy. The best way to do this is going to be to use a compressor. But first, let's have a look at how the track has been constructed. As you can see, we've got a number of different drum parts, a couple of little guitar stabs, and our main bass part. Let's have another listen. Yeah, that bass really isn't standing out. The best way we can make it stand out without simply increasing its level is to use a compressor. We do this by going to the dynamics section of our plugins and choosing a compressor. The first thing we want to do is decide which model of compressor we want to use. Apple has got 6 which emulate a number of different real-world compressors. I'm going to go for the VCA compressor. The next thing we want to look at is the threshold, and we really need to be listening to the track in order to determine how much effect changing the threshold is going to have. As we make the threshold lower, you can see the compressor is having a greater effect. Next we want to look at the ratio of compression. I quite like to have quite a heavy compression on this particular sound, as we really want to make it sound as beefy as possible. What you can see is that as we increase the ratio, the compression increases, so we can decrease the threshold to compensate for that. This keeps the level of compression that we're getting at the same level. Next we want to adjust the attack and the release. This will determine how much of the initial transient we want and how long it will take the compression to tail off once the sound is finished. Now that sounds a whole lot better. I can really hear the bass now. But what's really important to check is that we haven't simply increased the volume of the bass in comparison with all the other tracks. That instead we've actually used the compression to create a sense of added loudness, but with no increase in level. We can do this by bypassing the compressor and comparing the levels of the track before and after the compression is applied. In this case, it looks like the compressor has actually reduced the overall volume of this particular bass. So we need to add some makeup gain to compensate for this. It looks like the original track is about 4 dB louder. So I'm going to add 4 dB of makeup gain and see how the levels compare before and after the compressor is applied. Maybe a little bit less. So what we've ultimately done is we've increased the perceived loudness of the bass, making it stand out more in the track, without increasing the overall volume of the master track. And this is one thing that compressors are extremely good for. Hope you found this useful.